As the world quiets down and the weight of the day fades, let's take a slow, peaceful journey through the ancient myths of the 9 realms in Norse mythology. Imagine this as a calming bedtime story, where the cosmic realms and their inhabitants weave together in a harmonious, slow dance. Every realm exists in its own space, but all of them are connected by the great Yggdrasil, the world tree, which stands at the very center of existence. As you drift deeper into this story, think of Yggdrasil's branches stretching into the sky, and its roots burrowing deep into the earth, connecting all things. In the ancient world, the 9 realms were not just stories told by the firelight in longhouses or passed down by generations. These realms were believed to be the very fabric of reality. Each realm was a world of its own, a place with its own essence, purpose, and rhythms. Some realms are lush with vibrant life, while others are shrouded in darkness and mist, yet all of them, in their own way, contribute to the cosmic balance that keeps everything in place. You see, Norse mythology is not just about gods and monsters. It's a way of looking at the universe, a perspective that sees everything as interconnected. As we take a quiet stroll through each of these 9 realms, you'll notice how the gods, the giants, and even the spirits of the earth all play their part in maintaining this balance. The 9 realms, with their distinct qualities, work together in a delicate dance of life, death, and rebirth. Our journey today won't rush through the hustle and bustle of battles and stories of heroism. Instead, it will be a calm, meditative exploration, focusing on the beauty and wonder of these realms, inviting you to immerse yourself in their peacefulness. As we slowly move through each realm, you'll begin to feel that quiet pulse of life, the same pulse that connects the 9 realms to your own world. Imagine walking slowly through a peaceful forest, breathing deeply and letting the soft breeze carry your worries away. That's the spirit of this journey, guiding you through worlds that exist far beyond the horizon, yet so close to the heart. Let's start with a peaceful overview of these realms. Picture them in your mind's eye as you would an expansive map. Each realm is distinct, yet they are all connected by the great Yggdrasil. These realms form the structure of the Norse cosmos. Yet within this vast universe, there's a constant sense of stillness. The 9 realms don't just exist. They are part of a greater whole, a cosmic cycle that moves in rhythms you can almost feel if you sit still enough to listen. You may wonder what it means for a realm to be connected to another. How do they interact? Are they ever in conflict? The answer is in their own ways, they balance one another. While there are forces of destruction and chaos, such as the Jotunheim, the giants, they are not enemies, but a necessary counterpart to the forces of creation and order that exist in the realms of gods and mortals. The contrast between these realms only serve to highlight the delicate harmony that holds the entire universe together. The tension between fire and ice, light and darkness, life and death. The myths of the 9 realms are not tales of conflict, but of balance, peace, and eternal cycles. This journey through the 9 realms is not about grand battles or catastrophic events. Instead, it's an exploration of how each realm contributes to the whole of existence. It's about appreciating the quieter moments, the gentle rhythms that keep everything in place. Some realms are soft, almost dreamlike, filled with beauty and serenity. Others are stark and cold, yet each has its own way of contributing to the dance of creation. Throughout this journey, you may notice that the worlds are not static. They shift and change, their boundaries sometimes blurry, yet they all share a fundamental nature. The 9 realms are interwoven with life, death, and everything in between, and each one plays its part in the ongoing cycle of renewal. Whether it's the home of the gods, the quiet place of the dead, or the human realm, there's a quiet stillness to them all. They are not distant worlds, inaccessible or unreachable, but places within the vastness of the universe where life, in all its forms, continues its endless dance. As we explore these realms, take your time. Allow the imagery to wash over you. Let the descriptions of each world, whether filled with fire, ice, or light, become a calm backdrop to your thoughts. These realms are not places of violence or conflict, but of deep, resonant energies that speak of timeless cycles, endless creation, and the slow unfolding of existence. Each realm has its own rhythm, just as we have our own rhythm within the quiet moments of our lives. The nine realms are as old as time itself. They stretch beyond the mortal understanding of time, but at their core, they hold the same truths that we, as humans, experience daily: birth, growth, decay, and renewal. Just as the seasons change, these realms flow through cycles of birth and death, their stories intertwined in ways that make the entire universe feel like a living, breathing entity. And in that way, this story is not only about the nine realms. It's about the quiet, steady heartbeat of the universe. The nine realms serve as a reminder of the deeper connections we all share with the world around us, even if we cannot see them with our eyes. In this story, there are no grand lessons to be learned, no battles to be fought, just a slow, peaceful contemplation of the way the universe breathes and moves in rhythm. So, as we begin our journey, let's take a moment to settle into the stillness. Let the world around you fade into the background as we prepare to journey together through these realms of myth. Allow the soft whispers of the nine realms to ease you into a state of calm. And as you follow the gentle flow of this story, know that you are not alone. The nine realms are as much a part of you as they are of the world itself. Take a deep breath. And now let's begin. Imagine standing in the center of a great, sprawling forest. The air is cool, and there's a quiet hum beneath your feet, as if the very earth beneath you is alive, breathing in slow, rhythmic pulses. Around you, towering trees stretch toward the sky, their branches weaving together in a vast canopy, so wide and thick that it almost feels as though the sky itself is cradled by the trees. This is the essence of Yggdrasil, the world tree, and though it may not be a tree you can see with your eyes, it is a presence felt throughout the nine realms. Yggdrasil is not just a tree in the physical sense. It is the heart of the cosmos, the central axis around which the entire universe revolves. In Norse mythology, Yggdrasil is described as an enormous ash tree, its roots reaching deep into the earth, and its branches stretching high into the heavens. This tree is ancient, older than time itself, and its vast, interconnected branches hold the nine realms in place, keeping the entire world balanced. The roots of Yggdrasil burrow into the underworld, the dark places of existence, touching realms like Niflheim, the realm of mist and ice, and Helheim, the land of the dead. The tree's branches stretch outward, reaching all the way into Asgard, the home of the gods, where it serves as a bridge between the divine and the mortal worlds. Yggdrasil doesn't just connect these realms, it binds them together, weaving the threads of existence into a single, cohesive whole. Imagine, if you will, the gentle rustle of the leaves on a calm evening, as the wind passes through the branches. Each leaf, each branch, each root represents a different realm, each unique and distinct in its own way, yet all of them depend on the tree for their existence. The connection between these realms is not one of physical proximity, but of interdependence. Just as the tree's roots nourish the soil, Yggdrasil nurtures the realms, ensuring that the life force of each world flows freely. It is easy to think of Yggdrasil simply as a magnificent tree, but in reality, it is much more than that. It is the embodiment of the interconnectedness of all things. It is both a physical and spiritual presence, representing the cycle of life, death, and rebirth that is so prevalent throughout the nine realms. The idea of a tree as the center of the universe suggests something profound about the way the Norse people viewed the world around them. To them, the universe was not a cold, lifeless expanse, but a living, breathing organism sustained by a deep spiritual force. As we delve deeper into the nature of Yggdrasil, it becomes clear that this tree is not without its own challenges. Despite being a symbol of life and growth, Yggdrasil also bears the weight of the world's decay. Its roots are gnawed at by the serpent Nidhogg, a creature that lives beneath the roots and constantly seeks to destroy the tree. But Yggdrasil endures, standing strong in the face of destruction, its leaves still rustling in the wind, its branches still reaching for the stars. This eternal struggle between life and death, growth and decay, is what gives Yggdrasil its power. It represents the cycle of all existence, the ongoing process of destruction and rebirth that keeps the universe alive. The image of Yggdrasil, with its vast, sweeping branches and deep, eternal roots, can be seen as a reflection of the way the Norse people understood the world. Just as the tree connects the 9 realms, so too does life connect all living beings. Every action, no matter how small, ripples through the world, creating a chain of events that can change the course of history. In the same way, the roots of Yggdrasil draw strength from the underworld, while the branches reach out to the heavens, representing the constant flow of energy between the earth and the sky. This flow is not just physical. It is spiritual, emotional, and metaphysical, touching all aspects of existence. Now imagine standing beneath this massive tree, looking up at its enormous branches. The air is heavy with the scent of pine, and there's a sense of timelessness in the space around you. As you look upward, you can see the realms of existence, Asgard, Midgard, Alfheim, and the rest, hanging in balance, each one supported by the mighty Yggdrasil. This is not just a tree. It is the axis of the world, the very axis of time itself. It holds everything in place, ensuring that the balance between the realms is maintained. The tranquility of Yggdrasil is not only in its physical form, but in its representation of balance and harmony. It is not a chaotic force, but a force that quietly hums with the rhythms of nature. Yggdrasil's energy flows through the realms, bringing them into harmony with each other. The 9 realms may be different in their characteristics, their inhabitants, and their landscapes, but they are all tied together by Yggdrasil's steady presence. Even as we explore these realms, it is important to remember that the tree itself is alive. It is a being of great strength and wisdom, watching over the realms with a quiet, eternal gaze. The very roots of the tree connect to the essence of each realm, providing them with the sustenance they need to survive. As we journey through the realms, we can imagine Yggdrasil standing silently at the center of it all, its great trunk acting as a steady foundation, supporting everything around it. Though Yggdrasil is a symbol of life, it also symbolizes the inevitability of change. Just as the seasons change, so too do the realms shift over time. Nothing remains static. Everything evolves and grows, even in the face of decay and destruction. This, too, is a reminder of the eternal cycle of life and death, a cycle that is reflected in every corner of the 9 realms. And as we journey deeper into the myth, we will see how each of the realms interacts with this cycle, how they are nurtured by Yggdrasil's presence, and, in turn, how they contribute to the balance of the universe. But even with its peaceful nature and sustaining energy, Yggdrasil is not immune to challenges. The serpent Nidhogg gnaws at its roots, seeking to bring it down, and the branches are threatened by the winds of time and change. Yet, despite these threats, Yggdrasil remains standing, a symbol of resilience and endurance. It represents the quiet strength that can be found in even the most difficult circumstances. Just as the tree endures the gnawing of Nidhogg, so too do we, in our lives, face the struggles and challenges that come our way, knowing that, like Yggdrasil, we have the strength to endure. Yggdrasil, therefore, is not just the center of the 9 realms, but also a symbol of how life, in all its forms, must balance growth and decay. It reminds us of the deep connections we share with everything around us, connections that may not always be visible, but are always present, running beneath the surface, just like the roots of the great world tree. It is in this interconnectedness that we find the true essence of the 9 realms and the universe itself. As we move forward on our journey, remember that Yggdrasil remains at the heart of all we encounter, quietly supporting the realms, providing life, and ensuring that the balance between them is maintained. As we begin our journey through the nine realms, we first arrive in Asgard, the majestic and awe-inspiring home of the Aesir gods. Picture yourself standing at the foot of an ancient, shining city, the air crisp and filled with the scent of pine and the faintest trace of firelight. The skies above are vast, an endless canvas of blue that stretches across the horizon. Above you, the grand halls of Asgard rise, golden roofs gleaming in the light. Their architecture is timeless as the gods themselves. This is a place where divine beings dwell, where the very air is thick with power, yet still carries an undeniable sense of peace and tranquility. Asgard is often seen as a realm of grandeur, home to the most famous gods in Norse mythology, like Odin, the wise and all-seeing All-Father, Thor, the god of thunder and protector of Midgard, and Frigg, the mother of all gods and goddess of wisdom and motherhood. Yet, despite the grandeur and divine presence of its inhabitants, Asgard is not a realm of constant turmoil or battle. It is a place where the gods go about their eternal work in a serene manner, their tasks crucial to the balance of the cosmos, but carried out with a calm, purposeful rhythm. The air in Asgard is still, as though the very winds themselves pause to respect the divine. As you walk through this realm, you can sense the underlying peace that permeates the space. There are no wars or chaos, at least not within the realm itself. Asgard feels like a place of sanctuary, where the gods rest, reflect, and strategize, holding the balance between the realms with their strength and wisdom. The Golden Halls, like Valhalla, the Hall of the Slain, where warriors who die bravely in battle are honored, speak of both quiet strength and reverence for the cycle of life and death. Walking through Asgard, you might find yourself in awe of the city structure. Its buildings are enormous and elegant, with towering spires that reach for the heavens. The streets are wide and open, bathed in soft, warm light. Everything here seems to be in harmony, the work of the gods reflected in every corner of the realm. Even the landscape itself, with its rolling hills, vibrant meadows, and tranquil lakes, contributes to the peaceful atmosphere of Asgard. It is a place where everything is purposeful, and yet everything seems to flow effortlessly. There is a rhythm to Asgard, a quiet hum that mirrors the eternal movement of the universe. But despite its tranquility, Asgard is a realm of immense responsibility. The gods here are not just passive figures. They are actively engaged in the work of ensuring the balance of the nine realms. Odin, the chief among the gods, is a wise and contemplative figure, known for his deep understanding of the cosmos. He is often seen standing alone, lost in thought, his single eye fixed on the mysteries of the universe. Odin's quest for knowledge and wisdom is relentless, yet there is a calmness to his pursuit. His work is not rushed, but deliberate, as he seeks to uncover the secrets of the world and its future. Thor, the mighty god of thunder, is another central figure in Asgard, but even his strength carries an underlying sense of peace. While Thor's power is immense, his role in Asgard is not one of chaos or destruction. Rather, Thor is a protector, ensuring that the forces of chaos and destruction are kept at bay. He wields Mjolnir, his enchanted hammer, which can strike down giants and protect the realm. But Thor's power is not just about battle. It is about maintaining the delicate balance of peace and order in the universe. His strength is a quiet, steady force that ensures the continued harmony of the realms. Frigg, the goddess of wisdom and motherhood, brings a sense of nurturing energy to Asgard. She is a figure of quiet authority, guiding the gods with her insight and understanding of the world. Her presence in Asgard is calming, offering a sense of groundedness amidst the divine activity. As the mother of gods and mortals alike, Frigg's wisdom is passed down to her children, ensuring that the future of the realms remains secure. Her role is one of love, care, and guidance, and her influence is felt in every corner of Asgard. Even the lesser-known gods and goddesses of Asgard, such as Balder, the god of light and purity, and Tyr, the god of war and justice, contribute to the serene atmosphere of the realm. Each deity plays a specific role in maintaining the cosmic balance, but their actions are never driven by haste or aggression. They work in harmony, their efforts seamlessly blending together to keep the realms in check. But while Asgard is a realm of peace, it is also a place where the forces of chaos are always lurking just beyond the borders. The gods here are not ignorant of the dangers that lie ahead. They know that the delicate balance between order and chaos can easily be tipped. And yet, even in the face of these threats, the gods of Asgard remain calm and collected, their purpose clear. Their serenity is not the absence of conflict, but the presence of understanding and wisdom in the face of it. The gods of Asgard know that the struggle between order and chaos is part of the eternal cycle, and they embrace their role in maintaining that balance with quiet determination. One of the key features of Asgard is its connection to the other realms, especially through the Bifrost, the rainbow bridge that connects Asgard to Midgard, the realm of humans. The Bifrost is not just a physical bridge. It is a symbolic one, representing the connection between the divine and the mortal, between the gods and humans. The gods in Asgard are not distant, unreachable figures. They are active participants in the lives of mortals. They guide, protect, and intervene when necessary, their presence ever watchful, ensuring that the world continues on its rightful path. Asgard is a place where the divine and the earthly coexist, where the gods interact with the mortal world without ever truly leaving their realm. It is a realm of eternal watchfulness, where the gods remain ever vigilant, ready to act when the balance of the 9 realms is threatened. And yet, it is also a place of rest and reflection, where the gods can gather together in peace, share wisdom, and enjoy the fruits of their labor. Walking through Asgard, you might feel the weight of its history, the stories of countless generations of gods and mortals who have passed through this realm. But you will also feel its timeless quality, the way it seems to exist outside of time, a place where the gods move and work in eternal cycles, never rushing, never faltering. Asgard is a realm where the divine essence of the gods flows freely, where their actions are measured and thoughtful, and where the peace of the universe is maintained through their quiet vigilance. As you leave Asgard behind, you may feel a sense of calm lingering with you, the serene energy of this divine realm still present in your mind. It is a realm where peace reigns, not in the absence of struggle, but in the presence of wisdom, patience, and understanding. Asgard is a place where the gods live in harmony, working together to maintain the balance of the universe. It is a realm of peace, but also of profound responsibility, a place where the eternal cycle of life, death, and rebirth is nurtured by the gods who call it home. In this quiet reflection on Asgard, we begin to understand the true nature of the gods who reside there. They're not simply powerful beings, but thoughtful, wise guardians of the cosmos, guiding the flow of time with a steady, calm hand. And as we move forward, we will carry the essence of this calm and balance with us, knowing that Asgard, in all its golden glory, is always there, standing watch over the 9 realms. As we move from the divine grandeur of Asgard, we come to a realm that is much closer to home, a realm full of life, wonder, and quiet beauty. This realm is Midgard, the world of humans. Imagine stepping into a peaceful, verdant landscape, where the earth is rich with life and the air is fresh and cool. Midgard is the realm that lies between the heavens and the depths of the earth, a place where both gods and mortals coexist, though their interactions are often subtle and serene, like the ebb and flow of a gentle tide. This is not a realm of grandeur or divine power, but a place of quiet existence, where life unfolds in simple yet profound ways. Midgard is the earth itself, the realm where human beings live out their lives, caught between the realms of the gods and the underworld. Its beauty is not marked by towering palaces or majestic temples, but by the natural landscapes that stretch as far as the eye can see. From rolling hills to vast forests, from peaceful lakes to towering mountains, Midgard is a land shaped by the forces of nature. a realm where life is in constant flux, yet always seems to return to a place of balance. There's a deep tranquility to this world, a sense that everything in Midgard is in its right place, living in harmony with the natural cycles of the earth. Walking through Midgard, one might see farmers tending to their crops, fishermen casting their nets into the waters, and travelers making their way along dusty roads. Life here moves slowly, with a rhythm that follows the seasons. In spring, the world bursts into bloom, the earth coming alive with vibrant colors. In summer, the fields are rich with crops, and the days stretch long into the evening. In fall, the leaves turn golden and the air becomes crisp, signaling the approach of winter. And in winter, the land is covered with snow, the world falling silent under a blanket of white, as if resting, awaiting the cycle to begin again. Though it is a realm of mortals, Midgard is not devoid of divine influence. The gods, particularly the Aesir, look after Midgard and its people, though not always in obvious ways. The gods may not walk among the mortals as they do in Asgard, but their presence is felt in the natural world, in the winds that blow, the rains that fall, and the seasons that change. The Bifrost, the rainbow bridge that connects Asgard to Midgard, is the channel through which the divine influence flows, though the gods do not often directly interfere in the lives of humans. Instead, they watch from above, ensuring that the balance of the world is maintained, offering guidance when needed, and stepping in only when the forces of chaos threaten to upset the harmony of the realms. In Midgard, human life is one of quiet struggle and quiet joy. People go about their daily lives with purpose, yet without the rush or urgency that one might find in other realms. There is a simplicity to life here, but it is a simplicity that is deeply connected to the natural world. Every meal is a gift from the earth, every harvest a blessing, every rainstorm a reminder of the power of the gods. Life in Midgard is not without its hardships, but those hardships are met with resilience and determination. The land may be harsh at times, but the people of Midgard are strong, finding joy in the simple things. The warmth of the sun on their faces, the sound of birds singing in the trees, the taste of fresh bread, and the comfort of home. This realm is filled with the essence of humanity, the capacity for both great love and great sorrow, great creativity and great destruction. It is a realm of dualities, where life and death coexist in a constant cycle. Yet, unlike the other realms, Midgard does not possess the eternal nature of the gods. Humans are mortal, and their lives are short in comparison to the gods who watch over them. Yet this mortality is what makes life in Midgard so precious. Each moment is fleeting, but in that fleetingness, there is beauty. The people of Midgard know that their time is limited, and so they live with an appreciation for the small things, finding meaning in the everyday acts of living. Midgard's connection to the other realms is also symbolic of the human experience. Just as Midgard is a realm caught between the divine and the chaotic, so too are humans caught between higher ideals and earthly desires. The realm itself is a reflection of the balance that exists within each person. Humans are capable of great things, love, creativity, and wisdom, but they are also capable of great failings, driven by the very flaws that make them human. It is through this balance of light and dark that humanity finds its place in the nine realms. The gods may watch from Asgard, but it is the humans of Midgard who are the ones who feel the weight of existence most directly, their lives shaped by forces beyond their understanding. Despite this, there is a deep connection between Midgard and the divine. The gods may not walk openly among humans, but their presence is felt in every storm, in every sunrise, and in every change of the seasons. The gods care for the mortals of Midgard, though not in the way one might expect. They are not overbearing or controlling. Rather, they offer guidance and protection when needed, ensuring that the balance of the world is maintained. When chaos threatens the stability of Midgard, it is the gods who step in to restore order, their actions quiet but powerful. Yet, the people of Midgard are not helpless. They have their own power drawn from the earth itself. Humans possess the ability to shape the world around them, to build cities, create art, and find meaning in their lives. In many ways, the strength of Midgard lies not in the divine intervention of the gods, but in the resilience and ingenuity of its people. The mortal world may be temporary, but is also vibrant, full of life and potential. It is a realm where every action, no matter how small, can have a lasting impact. The choices of the people of Midgard shape the course of their lives and the world around them. As you walk through the world of Midgard, you might pause to reflect on the quiet beauty that surrounds you. The simple things, the sound of leaves rustling in the wind, the sight of children playing in the fields, the warmth of a fire on a cold night, become more significant in this peaceful world. Here, there is no rush, no frantic hurry. Life unfolds slowly, like the turning of the seasons, each moment leading to the next. And yet, despite the quiet nature of this realm, there's an undeniable sense of wonder. The stars that twinkle in the night sky, the rivers that flow endlessly through the land, the mountains that rise above it all. These are the things that remind the people of Midgard of the vastness of the world and the deep connection they have to it. In Midgard, there's a sense of groundedness. It is the realm where humans learn, grow, and eventually pass on to the afterlife. But it is also where they find meaning in their lives. As you leave this peaceful realm, you may carry with you the sense of calm and contentment that comes from living a life of purpose and simplicity. Though Midgard may be just one of the 9 realms, it is the one that most closely mirrors our own experience. It is a place where the mundane and the extraordinary coexist, and where every life, no matter how small, has its place in the grand tapestry of existence. From the serene beauty of Midgard, we now travel to a realm that feels both distant and wild, a place of great strength and elemental power. This is Jotunheim, the realm of the giants, where towering peaks of jagged rock rise against the sky, and the land itself seems to pulse with the raw energy of the earth. Jotunheim is not a place for the faint-hearted or the easily overwhelmed. It is a land of untamed beauty, where the forces of nature rule, and where the giants, known as the Jotnar, exist as powerful beings, neither wholly evil nor entirely benevolent. This is a realm where chaos and order dance together in a delicate, often uneasy balance. As we journey into Jotunheim, the first thing that strikes you is the vastness of the landscape. The mountains here are taller than those of any other realm, their snow-capped peaks lost in the clouds, their jagged surfaces stark against the pale sky. The ground beneath your feet is rugged, uneven, and wild, as if the earth itself has not been tamed. The air is sharp, filled with the scent of pine and earth, and there's a constant, low hum of energy, like a storm waiting to break. This is a realm that feels alive, its forces constantly shifting and in motion, as though the very land is teeming with life, both seen and unseen. The giants themselves, the Jotnar, are as immense as the land they inhabit. They are beings of raw power, often associated with the primal forces of nature, fire, ice, and storm. These giants are not merely large. They are colossal in both stature and strength, towering over the landscape like living mountains. They live in a world that reflects their own nature, untamed, wild, and sometimes violent. The Jotnar are beings that embody the chaotic forces of the universe, constantly in conflict with the gods of Asgard, yet also deeply connected to the natural world. In Jotunheim, there is no distinction between nature and the giants. The two are one and the same. The land itself is shaped by the giants' presence, and the giants are shaped by the land. They live in the harshest of conditions, in homes carved into the mountainsides or built within the dense, shadowy forests that dominate the realm. These homes, often built from stone, ice, and wood, are as rough and elemental as the giants themselves. There is little in the way of refinement or comfort, for the Jotnar do not seek the luxuries of the gods or the mortals. Their existence is one of survival and strength, where every day is a struggle against the forces of nature and every action is taken with the immense weight of power and consequence. Despite their immense power, the Jotnar are not inherently evil beings. They are neither good nor bad in the traditional sense, but rather exist as forces of nature that reflect the duality of the world. They are not motivated by the same ideals of order and structure that the Aesir gods represent. Instead, the Jotnar embody chaos, unpredictability, and change. Their world is one of constant flux, where everything is in a state of becoming rather than being. In Jotunheim, there are no firm boundaries between what is right and wrong, good and evil. There is only the ever-changing flow of nature, where the strong survive and the weak are left to fade into the background. This connection between the Jotnar and the natural world is perhaps most evident in their relationship with the elements, fire, ice, and the forces of the earth. Many of the giants are associated with these primal forces, particularly the elemental giants who come from the realm of fire and ice. These Jotnar are not merely creatures of flesh and bone, but embodiments of the elements themselves. Some are born from the heat of the sun, others from the cold of the ice, and still others are the very breath of the earth. This deep connection to the natural world gives the Jotnar a unique understanding of life, death, and rebirth. Their existence is not one of civilization or structure, but one of instinct and raw, untapped power. As you journey through Jotunheim, you will come across various types of giants, each one different, yet all embodying the same essence of power and unpredictability. Some giants are large and lumbering, with rough-hewn features and immense strength, while others are leaner and quicker, moving with a grace that belies their size. They are not a homogeneous group, but a diverse collection of beings, each one unique in its abilities, appearance, and personality. Yet despite their differences, all the giants share a common trait: their connection to the forces of nature and their deep, unwavering existence within the chaos of the world. In many ways, the Jotnar are a reflection of the darker, more chaotic aspects of the universe. They are not the villains of the Norse cosmos, but rather the necessary counterbalance to the gods. Where the Aesir gods represent order, structure, and civilization, the Jotnar represent chaos, destruction, and untamed power. Yet this conflict between order and chaos is not one of absolute good and evil, but one of necessary forces that must coexist. Without the Jotnar, the Aesir would have no purpose, and without the Aesir, the Jotnar would have no opposition. They are two sides of the same coin, each essential to the balance of the universe. Despite the constant tension between the gods and the giants, there is also a sense of respect between them. The Jotnar are not enemies in the conventional sense, but rather rivals, beings who challenge the gods and force them to grow, evolve, and adapt. The battles between the Aesir and the Jotnar are not wars of hatred, but rather contests of strength, will, and power. These struggles are not only physical, but spiritual, as the gods seek to impose order on the chaos that the giants represent. The tension between the two is an eternal cycle of creation and destruction, where one cannot exist without the other. As you walk deeper into Jotunheim, you may feel the weight of this chaos pressing in around you. The air is thick with energy, and the land itself seems to tremble with the force of the giant's presence. There is an undeniable power in this realm, a raw, primal energy that can be both terrifying and awe-inspiring. The giants are not malevolent, but their very nature embodies the forces that shape the world, and that power can be overwhelming. Yet as you look around, you also see beauty in this chaos. The jagged peaks of the mountains, the ice-covered caves, and the deep, dark forests all hold their own kind of tranquility. There is a quiet majesty to the realm, a sense that the forces of nature are constantly at work, shaping the world in ways that are beyond comprehension. This is not a place for the faint-hearted, but for those who are willing to embrace the untamed and the unknown. In many ways, Jotunheim is the opposite of Asgard. Where Asgard is a realm of order, structure, and divine rule, Jotunheim is a realm of chaos, unpredictability, and elemental power. And yet, both realms are essential to the balance of the cosmos. The giants of Jotunheim are not merely enemies of the gods, but integral to the grand design of the universe. Without their presence, the gods would have no purpose, and the balance between the realms would be shattered. The chaos of Jotunheim is as necessary as the order of Asgard, and together, they create the eternal dance that keeps the 9 realms in harmony. As we leave Jotunheim, we carry with us the essence of this chaotic beauty, the reminder that, even in the most untamed of places, there is a quiet strength and a profound understanding of the forces that shape the world. Jotunheim is a realm of raw power, of elemental forces that shape the very fabric of the universe. It is a realm that challenges both gods and mortals alike, forcing them to confront the chaos that lies within all things. And in that chaos, there is a beauty that is both terrifying and awe-inspiring. As we continue our journey through the 9 realms, we now arrive at Alfheim, the shimmering realm of the Light Elves. Imagine stepping into a world where the very air seems to glow, suffused with an ethereal light. The landscape is bathed in a soft, golden hue, the land lush and fertile, filled with sparkling rivers, vibrant meadows, and ancient forests. Alfheim is a place where the sun's rays dance on every leaf, and the ground seems to hum with energy, as though life itself flows through the veins of the earth. It is a realm that radiates beauty and harmony, a perfect balance between light and nature. Alfheim is home to the Light Elves, beings of grace and elegance who embody the purity and brightness of the world. These elves are beings of light, often depicted with an otherworldly radiance that sets them apart from all other creatures. Their very presence illuminates the realm, filling it with a warmth and serenity that is unlike anything found in the other realms. Unlike the dark, chaotic giants of Jotunheim, the Light Elves are gentle, peaceful beings dedicated to preserving the harmony of their world and the beauty of nature. The elves of Alfheim are deeply connected to the natural world. Their realm is a living testament to the power of light and life, a place where every tree, every flower, every blade of grass seems to glow with vitality. The landscapes are not only beautiful, but also deeply magical, for the Light Elves have an innate connection to the forces of nature and the elements. They are creatures of the light, able to weave spells that shape the world around them, manipulating the very fabric of reality with their magic. Their magic is not one of destruction or chaos, but one of creation and preservation, seeking to maintain the delicate balance of life and light in their realm. As you move through Alfheim, you might feel the air growing lighter, your senses heightened by the pure, untainted energy that fills the space. The trees here are tall and graceful, their leaves sparkling with an inner light, while the flowers bloom in a riot of colors, their petals glowing softly in the sunlight. The rivers that flow through Alfheim are clear and bright, their waters glistening as if made of liquid crystal, reflecting the light of the sky in a dazzling display. There is an overwhelming sense of peace here, as if time itself moves more slowly in this radiant land. The Light Elves are not only guardians of beauty, but also keepers of knowledge and wisdom. They are a deeply spiritual people, attuned to the rhythms of the world and the universe. Their wisdom is reflected in their harmonious existence with nature, for they live in a way that respects the land, the creatures, and the cycles of life. The elves understand the interconnectedness of all things, and they use their knowledge to cultivate the earth, fostering growth and ensuring that the forces of light and life are always in balance. In many ways, the Light Elves are the stewards of Alfheim, carefully tending to its beauty and ensuring that it remains untouched by the chaos and destruction that plague other realms. Yet, despite their connection to light and life, the Light Elves are not an entirely passive people. They have their own warriors, swift and elegant, capable of defending their realm from any who would seek to disrupt the harmony of their world. These warriors are not like the gods of Asgard, wielding immense physical strength and power. Instead, They are beings of grace and speed, able to move with a fluidity that makes them nearly impossible to catch or harm. Their weapons are not heavy swords or hammers, but blades of light, forged from the purest magic, able to cut through even the toughest materials with ease. The Light Elves do not seek conflict, but they are not afraid to protect their realm when it is threatened. In Alfheim, the connection between the Light Elves and the gods is strong, though it is one of mutual respect rather than dominance. The gods of Asgard hold the elves in high regard, recognizing their wisdom, beauty, and the essential role they play in maintaining the balance of the nine realms. Alfheim is often seen as a place of peace, where the forces of light and nature reign supreme. However, the Light Elves' relationship with the gods is not one of constant interaction. They are content to live in their peaceful realm, only occasionally stepping into the larger cosmic affairs of the gods and mortals. Their presence is often felt in the subtle ways in which they influence the flow of magic, ensuring that the forces of light and life continue to thrive in the nine realms. The elves of Alfheim are not bound by the same rules as the mortals of Midgard or even the gods of Asgard. They are creatures of the light, eternal and graceful, their lives not subject to the same limitations as those of the human or divine realms. Their magic, drawn from the purest sources of light and energy, gives them the power to transcend the ordinary laws of nature, allowing them to move between realms and shape the world around them in subtle, profound ways. The Light Elves are the keepers of this ancient magic, and they use it to maintain the natural balance of Alfheim, ensuring that it remains a realm of peace, beauty, and vitality. The beauty of Alfheim is not only in its landscapes and its elves, but in the deep sense of connection that permeates the realm. Everything here is in harmony. Every tree, every stream, every stone is part of the greater whole, and the Light Elves understand this intimately. They live in a way that reflects this connection, moving through the world with grace, reverence, and purpose. The very air in Alfheim seems to resonate with the energy of life, filling you with a sense of peace and tranquility that is hard to find in the more chaotic realms of the nine realms. In Alfheim, there are no grand battles or epic struggles. This is not a realm of warriors or gods fighting for dominance. Instead, it is a realm where the forces of light and life are allowed to flourish, where beauty is cherished and nature is allowed to grow undisturbed. It is a place of peace, serenity, and quiet power, a realm that exists to nurture life and ensure that the light of the universe continues to shine brightly. The elves of Alfheim are the guardians of this light, and they take their role seriously, ensuring that their realm remains a sanctuary of beauty and tranquility in a world that is often fraught with chaos and conflict. As you walk through this radiant land, you can feel the magic that surrounds you, a soft, pulsating energy that seems to fill the very air. There is a sense of eternity in Alfheim, a feeling that time here moves differently, that the beauty of this place will never fade. The Light Elves live in harmony with the land, and in turn, the land responds by nurturing them, providing them with the energy and power they need to maintain the balance of light and life. The realm of Alfheim is a reminder of the beauty and power of light, of life, and of the delicate balance that sustains the world. It is a realm that embodies peace, wisdom, and grace, a place where the forces of nature and magic work in unison to create a world of endless beauty. In Alfheim, the Light Elves are not only the guardians of their realm, but of the very essence of life and light itself, ensuring that the radiance of the world never fades and that the balance of the nine realms is always preserved. As we leave Alfheim behind, we carry with us the glow of its light, the warmth of its magic, and the peace that permeates every corner of this realm. Alfheim reminds us that there is beauty in simplicity, that the light of the world is always present, and that peace and harmony are always within reach, even in the most tumultuous of times. Our journey now takes us to the mysterious and industrious realm of Svartalfheim, the land of the dwarfs. This is a realm unlike any we've visited so far, a place where the forces of creation and craftsmanship reign supreme. Svartalfheim is not a realm of beauty in the traditional sense. It is not bathed in golden light like Alfheim, nor is it a land of natural grandeur like Jotunheim. Instead, it is a realm of dark stone and deep, echoing caves, where the work of the dwarfs unfolds in hidden spaces carved out of the very heart of the world. Imagine entering a land of shadows and underground fortresses, where the landscape is dominated by towering mountain ranges and labyrinthine tunnels that twist and turn deep beneath the surface of the earth. Svartalfheim is a place of stone, metal, and fire. Its cities built not from the soft green of nature, but from the cold, hard materials of the earth. The air is cool and thick with the scent of iron, coal, and the faint acrid smoke of forges that burn day and night. It is a land where creation happens in the depths of the earth, far from the light of the sun, but filled with the brilliance of craftsmanship. At first glance, Svartalfheim may seem grim and uninviting, but beneath its rugged exterior lies a realm of incredible ingenuity and power. The dwarfs who live here are master craftsmen, known throughout the 9 realms for their skill in working with metal, stone, and precious gems. They are not a race of warriors, but creators, beings whose hands shape the very essence of the world around them. They forge weapons of incredible power, create intricate machines, and craft items imbued with magic that can change the fate of the gods themselves. Svartalfheim is home to the dwarfs, a race of beings short in stature but immense in their abilities. Their strength lies not in their size, but in their unparalleled skill as blacksmiths, artisans, and inventors. The dwarfs of Svartalfheim are often depicted as stout and sturdy, with strong hands capable of shaping metals that even the gods cannot bend. They are the true artisans of the 9 realms, and their creations are highly prized for their beauty, power, and the magical properties they often possess. The dwarfs' relationship with the gods is one of mutual respect. The gods may be powerful, but the dwarfs are the ones who provide them with the tools to maintain their power. Many of the most famous weapons in Norse mythology, such as Thor's hammer Mjolnir, Odin's spear Gungnir, and the ship Skidbladnir, were all crafted by the dwarfs of Svartalfheim. These objects are not mere tools. They are masterpieces, imbued with magic and power, created by hands that understand the deep secrets of the universe. Yet, despite their skill, the dwarfs are not gods, and they live in the shadows, working away in the dark depths of their realm. The dwarfs have no grand halls or shining cities like the gods of Asgard. Instead, their homes are carved into the stone itself, and their forges burn deep within the earth. Their world is one of constant labor, where the fire of the forge never dies and the sound of hammer striking metal rings out day and night. Svartalfheim is a realm of industry, of work and creation, but it is also a realm of isolation. The dwarfs do not seek the company of the gods or the mortals of Midgard. They prefer to work in solitude, focusing on their craft and their creations, letting the products of their labor speak for themselves. In Svartalfheim, the dwarfs' relationship with magic is unique. While many beings in the 9 realms are either deeply attuned to nature or the divine, the dwarfs are creatures of craft, using magic not as an innate gift but as a tool for creation. They forge magic into their creations, imbuing their work with power that is both practical and extraordinary. The dwarfs' ability to blend magic with craftsmanship is what makes them so invaluable to the gods, and it is why the gods seek out the dwarfs when they need weapons, armor, or other items of immense importance. One of the most famous dwarfs in Norse mythology is the blacksmith Sindri, whose creations include some of the most powerful artifacts in the 9 realms. Sindri, along with his brother Brokkr, crafted Mjolnir, the hammer of Thor, as well as the golden boar Gullinbursti and the ship Skidbladnir, all of which were imbued with magic that made them incredibly powerful and useful. The dwarfs are known for their precision and attention to detail, creating items that are not only functional, but also beautiful in their intricacy and design. Their work is a reflection of their connection to the earth and the forces of creation, both practical and magical, grounded in the physical world but tied to the deeper mysteries of the universe. Despite their skill, the dwarfs of Svartalfheim are not without their challenges. They are a deeply secretive race, wary of outsiders, and they have their own conflicts with the other beings of the Nine Realms. The dwarfs are known for their cunning and their ability to negotiate, and they're often involved in bargains and trades with the gods, offering their creations in exchange for favors or resources. But their world is not without its darker side. The dwarfs are also known for their greed, and there are tales of dwarfs who have become consumed by their desire for wealth and power, leading them down darker paths. The dwarfs' connection to Svartalfheim is also a connection to the deep, primal forces of the earth. The realm is a place of great strength, where the foundations of the world are forged. The very stones of Svartalfheim are imbued with the power of the earth itself, and the dwarfs draw their energy from this deep connection to the land. Their magic is not the flowing, ethereal kind that is seen in Alfheim or Asgard. Instead, it is a grounded, practical magic tied to the elements of the earth: stone, metal, fire, and the raw energy of creation. This connection to the earth gives the dwarfs a deep understanding of the world, allowing them to shape it as they see fit. They are the ultimate builders, able to create not only weapons and tools, but entire cities and fortresses from the very bones of the world. As you travel through Svartalfheim, you might feel the weight of the earth beneath your feet, the rumble of distant forges, and the hum of energy that fills the air. The land is alive with the sounds of creation, the clanging of hammers, the crackling of fire, and the grinding of stone. It is a realm of industry, where the work of the dwarfs is never done. Every corner of Svartalfheim is filled with the fruits of their labor, from the weapons of the gods to the intricate machinery that drives the inner workings of the universe. Yet, despite their hard work and their isolation, the dwarfs are not without their place in the grand cosmic order. They are an essential part of the Nine Realms, for without their skill, the gods would have no weapons, no armor, no means of defending themselves or maintaining the balance of the world. The dwarfs are not a race of conquerors or rulers, but of creators and builders. Their strength lies in their ability to shape the world, to mold the elements into powerful and beautiful objects that affect the very fabric of the cosmos. In Svartalfheim, there is no rest for the dwarfs, no time for idleness. Their world is one of ceaseless creation, where every day brings a new challenge, a new project, and a new opportunity to shape the world around them. The dwarfs live in the shadows of the world, hidden deep within the earth, but their influence is felt throughout the Nine Realms. They're the silent craftsmen, the unseen architects of a universe, shaping reality with their hands and their magic, one creation at a time. As we leave Svartalfheim, we carry with us the knowledge that this realm, though hidden in the depths, is essential to the balance of the Nine Realms. The dwarfs are the creators, the builders, and the makers of the world, shaping reality with their craft and their magic. Their work, though often done in the shadows, is the foundation upon which the rest of the realms stand. The dwarfs of Svartalfheim are the unsung heroes of the Nine Realms, their creations a testament to the power of creation itself. We now travel to one of the most enigmatic and chilling realms of the Nine Realms, Niflheim. As the name suggests, this is a land of ice, mist, and cold, where the frozen winds never stop howling and the landscape is shrouded in an eternal fog. Niflheim is a realm that stands in stark contrast to the lush, vibrant lands of Alfheim or the fiery chaos of Jotunheim. It is a place where cold and darkness reign, where the elements of ice and mist create an environment that is both beautiful and terrifying in its isolation. There is a sense of desolation here, as if time itself has frozen, leaving only the stillness of the eternal frost behind. Niflheim is often described as the land of primordial cold, the very antithesis to the warmth and vitality found in other realms. It is a place where the air itself is thick with mist and the ground is covered with layers of ice, the landscape stretching out endlessly under a dull, overcast sky. The light here is dim, filtered through the dense mist that constantly clings to the land, giving the entire realm an ethereal, almost otherworldly quality. The winds are biting, sharp enough to cut through even the thickest of clothing, and the cold is so deep that it seems to seep into the very bones of those who dare to venture into this realm. The land of Niflheim is vast and barren, with few signs of life. The frozen plains stretch on endlessly, interrupted only by the occasional jagged mountain or dark, frozen river. There is no warmth here, no vibrant growth or lush greenery. The frozen landscape is haunting in its simplicity, a world of ice and stone, where nothing seems to move or stir. Yet, despite its cold and lifeless appearance, there's an undeniable beauty to Niflheim, a beauty born from the stark contrast between the dark, icy landscape and the faint glow of distant stars or the occasional flicker of light from the great fires of the underworld. It is a realm that feels like a memory, a place frozen in time, a reminder of the cold emptiness that can exist in the universe. In Niflheim, the forces of cold and mist are not simply natural phenomena. They are central to the very fabric of the realm itself. The realm is ruled by Hel, the daughter of Loki, who presides over the dead who reside in Niflheim. Hel is the queen of this dark and frozen world, a figure both terrifying and fascinating. Her domain is a realm of the dead, where those who do not die in battle and are not taken to Valhalla are sent. It is a place for the souls of those who lived ordinary lives, a realm where the dead linger in an endless state of stasis, neither in peace nor in torment, but trapped in the cold embrace of the land itself. The souls in Niflheim are not tortured, as in some other mythologies, but are instead left in a state of frozen indifference, existing in a limbo between life and death. Hel, the ruler of this realm, is a figure of deep significance in Norse mythology. Half of her body is said to be beautiful, while the other half is a hideous, decayed corpse, reflecting the duality of life and death, beauty and decay. She embodies the concept of death as an inevitable force that claims all living things, regardless of their deeds. Unlike the gods of Asgard, who are immortal and associated with life, Hel is a figure of death and decay, overseeing the realm of those who pass away from natural causes. Her realm, Niflheim, is thus a place of transition, a realm where the dead wait for the end of all things, caught in the endless cycle of life and death. The landscape of Niflheim is also deeply symbolic. The realm itself represents the beginning of the world, the primordial ice that existed before creation. In the myths, Niflheim is described as one of the first realms to be created, and it is from its cold, misty depths that the great being Ymir is said to have emerged, the ancestor of the giants. The ice of Niflheim is not merely a physical presence. It is a symbol of the cold, chaotic forces that existed before the world was shaped by the gods. This primal coldness is contrasted with the heat and fire of Muspelheim, the realm of fire, which helped give rise to the cosmos. In this sense, Niflheim represents the raw, untamed forces of creation, the dark and cold forces that are both destructive and necessary for the birth of new worlds. While Niflheim is a realm associated with death, it is also a realm of transformation. The cold, mist-filled land is not merely a place of stillness, but one of gradual change. Over time, the souls that inhabit Niflheim are believed to undergo a slow process of transformation, their identities and memories fading as they are slowly integrated into the land itself. The mist that fills the realm symbolizes the uncertainty and fog of death, where the boundaries between the living and the dead are blurred, and where time itself seems to stand still. It is a realm of endings, but also a place where things are allowed to evolve and change in their own way, according to the will of the forces of nature. In contrast to the bustling, vibrant realms like Asgard or Midgard, Niflheim feels like a place suspended in time. There is no rush here, no urgency. The cold and the mist envelop everything in a quiet stillness, as if the land itself has forgotten how to move. It is a realm of peace in its own way, but not the kind of peace one might find in the green fields of Alfheim or the sun-dappled forests of Midgard. It is a peace born from stasis, from the absence of movement, where everything remains frozen in place, caught in the quiet, eternal embrace of the cold. Despite its eerie and desolate nature, Niflheim is a realm that plays a crucial role in the Norse cosmology. It represents death, but also the necessary passage from one existence to another. It is a realm that stands apart from the other realms, a place of quiet waiting and transformation. The souls of the dead who reside in Niflheim are not punished, but rather are left to exist in their own time, their fate decided not by torment, but by the passage of time itself. This realm serves as a reminder of the inevitable end that comes for all things, but also of the quiet, inexorable march of time that governs all existence. As we leave Niflheim, we carry with us the understanding that this realm, though cold and desolate, is an integral part of the cosmic order. It represents the quiet, inevitable end of all things and the transformation that comes with death. It is a place of stillness, of reflection, and of change. Niflheim is a realm where time moves differently, a place where the boundaries between life and death are blurred, and where the cold mist of eternity envelopes everything in its silent, eternal embrace. After traversing the icy desolation of Niflheim, we now journey to Muspelheim, the fiery counterpart in the cosmic balance. Muspelheim is a realm of intense heat and scorching flames, a place where the very ground pulses with fiery energy and the skies burn with a perpetual red-orange glow. This is a land where fire is not merely a destructive force, but a primal power deeply connected to creation itself. It is a realm that embodies chaos and power, a place where the raw energy of the universe takes form in the most volatile and dramatic of ways. Muspelheim is often depicted as a realm of fire, but it is not just fire in the sense of a simple, consuming flame. The fire of Muspelheim is ancient, a force of creation and destruction that predates the gods themselves. In Norse mythology, Muspelheim is one of the primordial realms that existed before the creation of the Nine Realms. From its flames, the first of the gods, like Odin and his brothers Vili and Ve, were born, and it is also the origin of the destructive forces that will one day lead to Ragnarok, the prophesied end of the world. In this way, Muspelheim is not just a realm of destruction. It is a realm of transformation, a place where the forces of creation and destruction are intertwined in a constant cycle of birth and death. The land of Muspelheim is harsh, unforgiving, and inhospitable. The landscape is dominated by volcanic mountains, flowing rivers of lava, and endless stretches of ash-covered plains. There are no lush forests or rolling hills here, only barren, scorched earth and the crackling heat of ever-present flames. The air is thick with smoke, and the sky is often a shade of deep crimson, as if the very heavens are aflame. The temperature in Muspelheim is unbearable, and even the bravest of mortals or gods would struggle to survive in such a hostile environment for long. The realm is alive with the heat of the cosmos, an energy that is at once beautiful and terrifying in its intensity. In the heart of Muspelheim, we find its ruler, Surtr, the giant fire demon who is said to be one of the most powerful and ancient beings in the Nine Realms. Surtr is often depicted as a massive figure of flame and shadow, his very form a swirling inferno of heat and power. As the Lord of Muspelheim, Surtr embodies the destructive, chaotic power of fire, and he is both a force of creation and destruction. In some myths, Surtr is portrayed as a being whose flames can reduce entire realms to ash, while in others, he is seen as the force that will ignite the final battle of Ragnarok, bringing an end to the current cycle of the world and ushering in a new one. Surtr's role in Norse mythology is crucial because he is one of the key players in the apocalyptic events of Ragnarok. It is said that during the final battle, Surtr will lead the forces of fire against the gods, setting the world ablaze with his mighty sword of flame. His actions are often associated with the concept of renewal, through the destruction of the old world, a new world will arise from the ashes. This duality of fire, as both destructive and creative, is a central theme of Muspelheim, as it represents the cyclical nature of existence in the Norse cosmology. Nothing is ever truly destroyed. It is merely transformed, reborn in a different form. But Muspelheim is not only about destruction and chaos. The fire of Muspelheim is also a source of energy, light, and warmth. It is from this fire that the gods and other beings in the nine realms are said to have drawn their strength and vitality. Fire, in the Norse world, is not inherently evil or malevolent, but it is a force that must be respected and harnessed. In Muspelheim, the flames are not just a threat. They are also a source of life. In the mythic tales of creation, the union of the fire of Muspelheim and the ice of Niflheim gave birth to Ymir, the first being of the cosmos, whose body would later form the world. This is a reminder that creation often requires both destruction and renewal. Just as fire can burn, it can also purify and make way for new life. In Muspelheim, the inhabitants are beings of flame, fire giants who are as fierce and untamable as the realm they call home. These fire giants are often depicted as towering figures of molten rock and flame, their bodies burning with the heat of the realm itself. They are creatures of immense power, capable of wielding fire as a weapon and using its destructive potential to shape the world around them. Unlike the Jotunheim of Jotunheim, who are often seen as embodiments of the primal chaos of nature, the fire giants of Muspelheim are creatures who represent the raw, untapped energy of the universe. Their power is elemental and explosive, an uncontrollable force that can bring both devastation and renewal. The fire giants of Muspelheim are not often involved in the daily affairs of the gods or the other realms, but their presence is always felt in the cosmic balance. They are both a threat and a necessary force. The gods of Asgard recognize the fire giants as a vital part of the greater order of the nine realms, for without the destructive potential of fire, the cycle of life and death would not be complete. Fire, after all, is the ultimate transformer. It is the element that forges new forms and burns away the old, a force that shapes the future even as it consumes the past. One of the most important aspects of Muspelheim is its connection to Ragnarok, the end of the world. The flames of Muspelheim are not just a physical presence. They're a symbol of the fiery destruction that will one day engulf all the realms. As the prophecy of Ragnarok unfolds, it is said that the fire giants will emerge from their fiery realm and lead the charge against the gods of Asgard. The sky will darken, and the flames will rise higher than ever before, scorching the earth and consuming everything in their path. The world will burn, and from the ashes a new world will emerge, one that is both familiar and yet completely transformed. Despite the inevitable destruction that will come from Muspelheim, there's also a sense of inevitability about it. The fire giants in Surt are not malevolent forces. They are agents of a greater cosmic order, playing their part in the never-ending cycle of life, death, and rebirth. Just as the ice of Niflheim was necessary to bring about the birth of the world, so too is the fire of Muspelheim necessary to bring about the world's destruction and rebirth. The destruction of the old world is not an end, but a new beginning, a chance for the universe to renew itself, stronger and more vibrant than before. As we leave Muspelheim, we are reminded of the power and complexity of this fiery realm. It is a land of extremes, of burning heat and towering flames, but also of creation, transformation, and renewal. Muspelheim embodies the idea that in order for something new to emerge, something old must be destroyed. Fire, in all its terrifying and awe-inspiring glory, is a force that shapes the very fabric of existence. It is both a creator and a destroyer, a symbol of the eternal cycle of life and death that governs the nine realms. In the flames of Muspelheim, we see the potential for both destruction and rebirth, a reminder that even in the most catastrophic of events, there is the possibility of new life rising from the ashes. Vanaheim, The lush and vibrant realm of the Vanir stands in stark contrast to the harsh and barren lands we've encountered thus far. Unlike the fiery landscapes of Muspelheim or the icy desolation of Niflheim, Vanaheim is a place where life thrives in abundance. This is a land of fertility, growth, and natural beauty, where the fields are forever green and the rivers and forests teem with life. The Vanir, a race of gods who are closely tied to nature, magic, and the cycles of life, rule this realm with wisdom and grace. In the tapestry of the nine realms, Vanaheim is the cradle of prosperity and peace, a realm where the forces of nature and the divine work in harmony. Vanaheim is a realm of eternal spring, where the seasons never change and the landscape is always in bloom. The meadows here are carpeted with wildflowers of every color, while the forests are filled with ancient trees that tower above, their leaves shimmering in the golden light. The rivers flow clear and pure, their waters sparkling in the sunlight, while the air is filled with the scent of fresh grass and earth. The natural world in Vanaheim is not only beautiful, but also abundant, with crops growing effortlessly and animals flourishing in the harmony of the land. The realm is a paradise of sorts, where everything is in balance and life flows freely. The Vanir, who are the gods that inhabit Vanaheim, are deeply connected to the forces of nature. They are gods of fertility, prosperity, and magic, and their power is reflected in the abundance of their realm. In many ways, the Vanir represent the nurturing aspect of the divine, as opposed to the warlike, protective nature of the Aesir gods of Asgard. Where the Aesir are associated with strength, protection, and order, the Vanir are associated with the rhythms of nature, the cycles of growth and harvest, and the forces of creation. The Vanir are often depicted as being more in tune with the natural world, capable of communicating with the land, the animals, and the very elements that make up the universe. The realm of Vanaheim is a place where magic and nature are one. The Vanir possess a deep knowledge of the earth's secrets, and they wield their magic in ways that are attuned to the forces of the world. Their magic is not destructive or forceful like that of the Aesir gods, but rather a magic of growth, renewal, and healing. They can make the crops grow, summon rain to nourish the earth, and cause the land to flourish. The Vanir are often called upon by mortals and gods alike when they seek prosperity or wish to heal the wounds of the world. The magic of Vanaheim is a gentle but powerful force, one that sustains life and ensures that the cycles of the earth continue in harmony. At the heart of Vanaheim is the Great Hall of the Vanir gods, a place of learning, peace, and wisdom. It is said that the Vanir possess knowledge of all the hidden secrets of the world, from the mysteries of life and death to the deep, ancient forces that govern the cosmos. The Vanir are the keepers of this knowledge, and they share it with those who are worthy, helping them to understand the mysteries of the universe. The hall itself is described as being a place of beauty and tranquility, filled with the sounds of nature and the soft rustling of leaves in the wind. It is a place where the Vanir gather to discuss the matters of the realm, but also a sanctuary for those seeking peace or guidance. While the Vanir are not as warlike as the Aesir gods, they are still powerful and capable of defending their realm when necessary. The Vanir are skilled in magic, but they also have warriors who are capable of protecting their realm from those who would seek to harm it. These warriors are not like the thunderous gods of Asgard, but they are swift and capable, using their magic and the natural forces of the world to defend Vanaheim. The Vanir's warriors are more in tune with the land, able to move with the flow of the earth and harness its power in battle. They are not driven by rage or the need for conquest, but by a deep sense of protection for the life that they hold dear. The relationship between the Vanir and the Aesir gods of Asgard is one of both cooperation and tension. The two races of gods, though often allied, have a history of conflict, which culminated in the Great Aesir-Vanir War. This war, which was fought long before the time of Ragnarok, was sparked by the differences in their philosophies and ways of life. The Aesir gods, with their focus on order, war, and protection, were at odds with the Vanir, who embodied the peaceful and nurturing aspects of the divine. Eventually, a truce was struck between the two races, and they exchanged hostages to solidify their peace. This exchange led to the creation of a more unified pantheon, with the Vanir and Aesir gods working together to maintain balance in the nine realms. As a result of this truce, many of the Vanir gods became integrated into the Aesir pantheon, though they still maintain their own distinct characteristics. The most famous of these Vanir gods is Freyr, the god of fertility, prosperity, and peace. Freyr is often depicted as a god of great beauty and wisdom, associated with the cycles of the seasons and the natural world. His presence in Asgard symbolizes the integration of the Vanir's peaceful, life-giving energy into the more warlike Aesir realm. His twin sister, Freya, is another prominent Vanir goddess, known for her beauty, magic, and association with love and fertility. Together, Freyr and Freya represent the essence of the Vanir: life, magic, and the ever-turning wheel of nature. The Vanir are also closely associated with the arts, particularly with music, poetry, and healing. It is said that the Vanir are capable of healing wounds with their magic, and that their music has the power to soothe even the most troubled hearts. The realm of Vanaheim is a place where beauty and peace reign, where the divine and natural worlds come together in perfect harmony. The Vanir are not only gods of fertility and magic, but also of art and culture. They are the creators of beauty, whether through the flourishing of the land, the healing of the wounded, or the creation of art that touches the hearts of all who experience it. The lush, fertile world of Vanaheim is a testament to the power of life, creation, and balance in the nine realms. Unlike the harshness of other realms, Vanaheim represents the potential for growth, harmony, and peace. It is a realm where the forces of nature are revered and nurtured, and where the magic of life flows freely. The Vanir, with their wisdom, beauty, and understanding of the natural world, are the guardians of this realm, ensuring that the cycles of life continue unabated. As we leave Vanaheim, we are reminded of the importance of harmony with nature and the divine forces that govern life. The Vanir's realm serves as a symbol of the beauty of creation and the deep connection between the gods and the natural world. In Vanaheim, life is not a struggle, but a dance of balance, a reminder that the forces of growth, fertility, and magic are as essential to the universe as the forces of destruction, chaos, and death. As we continue our journey through the nine realms, we now arrive at the majestic and powerful Asgard, the realm of the Aesir gods. Asgard is often regarded as the most divine and influential of the realms, home to the gods who embody strength, protection, and the principles of order and justice. Unlike the serene beauty of Vanaheim or the harsh landscapes of Muspelheim, Asgard is a realm of grandeur and architectural marvel, where great halls stand tall against a backdrop of majestic mountains, and the stars themselves seem to shine brighter in its skies. It is the home of Odin, Thor, Frigg, and many of the most powerful gods in Norse mythology, and the central point of cosmic power in the nine realms. Asgard is a realm of light and energy, a place where the gods of war, wisdom, and fate reside. Unlike the darkness and shadow that cloak many of the other realms, Asgard is bathed in golden light, reflecting the divine power that emanates from the gods who call it home. The realm is often described as being set high above the other realms, perched on a lofty plane that seems to touch the heavens themselves. Its halls are made of shimmering gold and silver, and the landscape is dotted with towering mountains, dense forests, and fields of wildflowers. It is a place of unparalleled beauty, and it seems to capture the very essence of divine power and wisdom. At the heart of Asgard stands Valhalla, the most famous and revered hall in all of the nine realms. Valhalla, the Hall of the Slain, is a massive fortress where the bravest of warriors are honored after their deaths. It is a place where those who have fought valiantly in battle are chosen by the Valkyries to enter, and where they will feast and fight in preparation for the final battle of Ragnarok. Valhalla is a hall of eternal glory, where the dead live in the company of gods and heroes, experiencing an afterlife full of honor, strength, and eternal camaraderie. The grandeur of Valhalla speaks to the ideals of honor and valor that are central to the Aesir gods and the culture of Asgard itself. The Aesir gods themselves are warriors and rulers, each representing a different aspect of the divine. Odin, the All-Father, is the chief god of Asgard and one of the most powerful beings in the Nine Realms. As the god of wisdom, war, and death, Odin is a figure of immense authority and knowledge. He rules from his grand hall, the Hlitsjaf, from where he gazes upon all the realms and keeps a close eye on the events that unfold in the world. Odin is a god of sacrifice and prophecy, having given one of his eyes in exchange for wisdom and knowledge. His quest for understanding is endless, and it is said that his pursuit of wisdom has taken him to the farthest reaches of the cosmos. Odin's power is not only physical but intellectual and mystical, and his wisdom is what guides the Aesir in their quest to maintain balance and order in the Nine Realms. Thor, Odin's son, is another central figure in Asgard and is perhaps the most well-known of the Aesir gods. Thor is the god of thunder, storms, and protection, and his mighty hammer, Mjolnir, is one of the most powerful weapons in the cosmos. Thor embodies the raw, physical strength that is often associated with the Aesir gods. His role is one of protection, as he defends the gods and mortals alike from the threats that loom over the Nine Realms. Thor is a god of action, often seen as a hero who engages in battle to protect the realms from the giants, the monsters, and other dangerous forces that threaten the balance of the world. He is a symbol of bravery and fortitude, and his presence in Asgard ensures that the gods are always ready to defend their realm. Frigg, Odin's wife and the queen of Asgard, is another important figure in the realm. Frigg is the goddess of marriage, motherhood, and family, and her role is one of nurturing and protection. She is a mother figure to many, and her wisdom and foresight are renowned among the gods. It is said that Frigg has the ability to see into the future, though she seldom reveals what she knows. Her role in Asgard is to guide and protect the family unit, ensuring that love and harmony prevail in the realm. Frigg is also a goddess of destiny, and her influence is felt in the lives of all those who seek her guidance. Asgard is also home to the Valkyries, the warrior maidens who serve Odin and choose the bravest warriors to bring to Valhalla. The Valkyries are fierce and powerful beings, often depicted as beautiful yet deadly. Their role is to oversee the battlefield, selecting those who have fallen in battle and guiding them to the afterlife. The Valkyries are an integral part of the Aesir's plan for Ragnarok, as they will play a key role in the final battle between the gods and the forces of chaos. In many ways, the Valkyries represent the dual nature of Asgard itself: beauty and strength, wisdom and war, life and death. The Aesir gods are not just warriors, however. They are also rulers and stewards of the Nine Realms. As the protectors of order, they govern the natural laws that ensure balance and stability in the universe. Asgard is a realm of law and justice, where the gods uphold the principles of right and wrong and maintain the structure of the cosmos. The Aesir are seen as the defenders of the good and the righteous, and their power extends beyond mere physical strength. They are the arbiters of fate, ensuring that the natural order is maintained and that chaos does not overtake the world. Despite their power and grandeur, the Aesir are not without their flaws. They are gods, but they are also beings who are bound by their own limitations. The Aesir's relationship with the other realms is complex, and they often find themselves at odds with the other races, particularly the giants of Jotunheim. The Aesir's constant battle with the Jotnar, the great and chaotic giants who dwell in the realm of Jotunheim, is a central theme in Norse mythology. The giants represent the forces of chaos and destruction, while the Aesir embody the forces of order and protection. This conflict is not one of pure evil versus good, but rather a cosmic struggle between two opposing forces that are necessary for the balance of the world. The Aesir's actions in the Nine Realms are not always perfect, and their pursuit of power and control sometimes leads them to make difficult decisions. Their interactions with mortals, particularly those from Midgard, are often fraught with tension, as the gods' desires for control and influence can sometimes conflict with the will of humanity. Yet, despite their occasional missteps, the Aesir gods are ultimately dedicated to maintaining the stability of the Nine Realms. They are not mere conquerors or rulers, but guardians of the cosmic order, ensuring that the forces of chaos do not overwhelm the world. In the end, Asgard is not just a realm of gods. It is a symbol of the divine order that governs the universe. The Aesir gods, with their wisdom, strength, and commitment to justice, uphold the balance of the Nine Realms. Asgard, with its shining halls and majestic landscapes, serves as a reminder of the power and responsibility that comes with divinity. It is a realm where life and death, war and peace, wisdom and strength are intertwined, and where the gods work tirelessly to ensure that the cosmic order is preserved. It is a realm that stands as a beacon of divine authority, a place where the gods reign and the fate of the Nine Realms is determined. Now, we arrive at Midgard, the realm of humanity, nestled between the divine worlds of Asgard and the chaotic realms of the giants and monsters. Midgard is a place that is both familiar and alien, a world that is home to humans but also shaped by the forces of the gods, nature, and the cosmic order. In the grand design of the Nine Realms, Midgard is the one that most closely mirrors the experiences of mortal beings, full of struggles, challenges, and growth. It is a realm where life is fragile, fleeting, and full of potential, and yet also vulnerable to the forces of destruction and chaos that lurk beyond. Midgard is often described as the middle world in the Norse cosmology, positioned between the higher realms of the gods and the lower realms of the giants. It is connected to Asgard by the Bifrost, the rainbow bridge that links the two realms. This connection highlights the importance of Midgard in the overall balance of the Nine Realms. The gods may rule over Asgard and other celestial realms, but it is on Midgard where the heart of the world beats, where life, in all its myriad forms, flourishes and struggles against the odds. The gods watch over Midgard, and their influence can be felt in the lives of mortals, but it is the human experience that truly defines this realm. The landscape of Midgard is diverse and ever-changing, with vast forests, towering mountains, rolling hills, and expansive oceans. Its beauty is often reflected in the vibrant and varied nature of life itself. In some ways, Midgard mirrors the wild, untamed world of the giants, but it also contains elements of order and civilization, reflecting the influence of the gods. The contrast between chaos and order is evident in the human struggle to build societies, create cultures, and establish order amidst the unpredictable forces of nature. While the world may be filled with wonders, it is also fraught with dangers, storms, floods, beasts, and giants that can threaten the safety of those who inhabit it. In the early myths, Midgard was created by Odin and his brothers Vili and Ve. After slaying the first being, Ymir, the brothers shaped the world from his body. The oceans were formed from his blood, the land from his flesh, the mountains from his bones, and the sky from his skull. The gods then created humans from two pieces of wood, Ask and Embla, and gave them life and spirit. In this sense, Midgard is not merely a physical world, but a creation filled with meaning, its very essence linked to the cosmic battle between creation and destruction. It is a realm that stands as a testament to the gods' power and creativity, but also to the resilience and potential of humanity. One of the key features of Midgard is its connection to the divine. While humans are not gods, they're still deeply influenced by the divine forces of Asgard and the other realms. The gods intervene in human affairs, guiding them through their struggles, providing them with gifts, and protecting them from the dangers of the other realms. The gods often walk among humans, disguised as mortals, to help them in times of need. For example, the god Thor, who embodies strength and protection, often descends to Midgard to defend humanity from giants and other threats. Odin, too, is known to visit the realm in search of wisdom and knowledge, particularly through his relationships with mortal kings and heroes. However, the god's intervention in Midgard is not always benevolent or straightforward. There are times when the gods create conflicts, trials, and challenges for mortals, testing their strength, wisdom, and endurance. For example, many of the great heroes of Norse mythology, such as Sigurd or Beowulf, are blessed with the favor of the gods but must also face tremendous trials. These trials often come in the form of monsters, treacherous quests, or moral dilemmas. Through these challenges, mortals grow, learn, and evolve, developing the virtues that are necessary for them to play their part in the great cycle of existence. One of the most important aspects of Midgard is the role it plays in the concept of fate, which runs through the entirety of Norse mythology. The Norns, three powerful figures who weave the threads of fate, oversee the destinies of both gods and mortals alike. While the gods may hold great power, they are still subject to the influence of the Norns, who determine the course of their lives. Mortals, too, have their own fates, and though they may struggle to change their destinies, they are ultimately part of a larger cosmic order that they cannot escape. In this sense, Midgard represents the human condition in its purest form, a struggle to find meaning, purpose, and understanding within a universe that is vast, unpredictable, and ultimately governed by fate. Despite the challenges and dangers of Midgard, it is also a place of great potential and beauty. Humans, unlike the other beings of the Nine Realms, are capable of growth, change, and transformation. They may be born from the dust of the earth, but they have the capacity for wisdom, creativity, and kindness. While the gods live in their divine realms, far removed from the struggles of mortal life, it is the humans who embody the hope and possibility of the Nine Realms. The gods may rule from their golden halls, but it is on Midgard where the drama of life unfolds. The joy, the sorrow, the birth and the death, the laughter and the tears. The mortal experience in Midgard is filled with conflict and growth. Humans are often caught between the forces of nature, the whims of the gods, and their own desires and ambitions. At times, they struggle to survive, facing threats from giants, monsters, and the harsh environment itself. At other times, they thrive, building civilizations, creating art and culture, and finding meaning in their relationships and experiences. Through these struggles, humans develop their virtues: courage, love, loyalty, and honor. These qualities are what set humanity apart in the cosmic balance of the Nine Realms. Midgard is also a realm where the cycles of life are keenly felt. The seasons change, bringing both hardship and renewal. The land flourishes in the spring, ripens in the summer, and fades into the cold of winter. Similarly, human lives follow a cycle of birth, growth, aging, and death. The shortness of life in Midgard serves as a reminder of the preciousness of existence, encouraging mortals to make the most of their time in the world. In this sense, Midgard represents the idea that life is fleeting, and it is the human experience that gives meaning to existence. The gods may possess immortality, but mortals are tasked with creating meaning through their brief lives. The realm of Midgard is not only a reflection of human existence, but also a symbol of the balance between the divine and the mundane. It is the place where gods and mortals interact, where the cosmic forces of fate and free will play out in everyday life. Midgard represents the tension between the known and the unknown, the ordered and the chaotic, the divine and the mortal. It is a realm where meaning is forged through struggle, where mortals must contend with the forces that shape their destinies while also finding moments of beauty, joy, and love. In conclusion, Midgard is a realm that holds a special place in the Nine Realms. It is the home of humanity, a realm defined by its struggles, growth, and the search for meaning in an uncertain universe. While the gods rule the heavens, it is on Midgard where the drama of existence truly unfolds. The forces of nature, the gods, and fate all converge in this realm, creating a world that is both beautiful and perilous. Midgard represents the heart of the human condition, with all its joys, sorrows, triumphs, and tragedies. It is a realm where life itself is precious, and every moment is a chance to create meaning in an ever-changing world. As we move through the nine realms, we arrive at Jotunheim, the realm of the giants. This is a place that embodies chaos, destruction, and primal power, qualities that define the Jotnar, the giant beings who inhabit it. Jotunheim is often depicted as a wild, untamed land filled with towering mountains, vast forests, and unpredictable terrain. It is a realm where the forces of nature run wild, a place where the very essence of creation and destruction seems to coexist in a constant, violent dance. Unlike the divine realms of Asgard or the serene beauty of Vanaheim, Jotunheim is a land where order and structure give way to raw power and untamed fury. Jotunheim is often described as a harsh, inhospitable place, where the landscape is rugged and treacherous. The jagged mountains that dominate the realm are high and impassable, their slopes steep and dangerous, often shrouded in fog and mist. The forests are dense and dark, filled with ancient trees whose twisted roots reach deep into the earth, while the rivers are swift and unpredictable, their currents powerful enough to sweep away anything in their path. The land itself seems to be in a constant state of flux, as if the forces of creation and destruction are forever at odds with each other. This is a realm where nature is both beautiful and terrifying, a place where life and death coexist in a constant cycle of growth and decay. The giants, or Jotnar, who inhabit Jotunheim are beings of immense power and strength. They are often portrayed as towering figures, much larger than gods and humans alike, and their size alone makes them formidable opponents. The Jotnar are not simply creatures of brute force, however. They are intelligent, cunning, and capable of great feats of magic. They are the primordial beings who existed long before the gods of Asgard, and their strength comes from their deep connection to the natural world. The giants represent the raw, untamed forces of nature, chaotic, unpredictable, and dangerous. While the gods of Asgard embody order, justice, and protection, the giants are the embodiments of destruction and chaos. The relationship between the Aesir gods and the Jotnar is one of both conflict and cooperation. The Jotnar are often seen as the enemies of the gods, their primal nature and chaotic ways a direct threat to the order and stability of the nine realms. In many myths, the giants are depicted as the enemies of the gods, attacking Asgard and seeking to overthrow the divine order. The gods of Asgard, led by Odin and Thor, are constantly engaged in battle with the Jotnar, fighting to protect the realms and maintain balance in the universe. This ongoing conflict forms a central theme in Norse mythology, as the gods struggle to preserve order while the giants seek to bring chaos and destruction. Despite their often antagonistic role in the myths, the Jotnar are not portrayed as purely evil beings. They are complex creatures, often driven by their own motivations and desires. Some giants are shown as wise and even benevolent, while others are cruel and vengeful. Loki, the trickster god, is a notable figure in this regard, as he is of giant descent, being the son of the giant Farbati. Loki's relationship with the gods is fraught with tension, as he frequently causes trouble for them, yet at times helps them out of difficult situations. This duality of the Jotnar, both destructive and helpful, reflects the complexity of their role in the cosmos. The giants also play a significant role in the creation myths of the Norse cosmos. The first being, Ymir, was a giant who existed before the gods came into being. According to the creation myth, Odin and his brothers, Vili and Ve, killed Ymir and used his body to form the world. His flesh became the earth, his blood the seas, his bones the mountains, and his skull the sky. The gods then created Midgard, the realm of humans, from the body of Ymir, and thus the Jotnar are directly tied to the very foundation of the universe. In this sense, the giants are not merely agents of chaos, but also creators of the world in their own right. Their existence is a reminder that destruction and creation are two sides of the same coin, and that life and death are inextricably linked. Jotunheim itself, as the home of the giants, is a realm that reflects the qualities of its inhabitants. It is a place of ancient power and primordial forces, where the laws of nature are at their most raw and untamed. The giants who dwell in this realm are deeply connected to the land and its forces, and their power is drawn from the natural world itself. They are not beings who seek to dominate or rule over others. Rather, they are creatures of instinct and force, driven by the primal energies that flow through the earth. The giants do not live in cities or kingdoms as the gods do, but instead exist in small, scattered clans that are deeply attuned to the wilds of Jotunheim. They live off the land, hunting, foraging, and using the raw materials of the earth to survive. Their homes are often carved out of the very rock and stone of the mountains, and their settlements are hidden deep within the forests and caves. Despite their fierce nature, the giants are not without their own culture and traditions. Many of the giants possess great knowledge and wisdom, particularly in the realms of magic and the natural world. They are often portrayed as skilled in the use of rune magic, a powerful form of sorcery that can shape the very fabric of reality. The giants' connection to the natural world gives them an innate understanding of the forces that govern the universe, and they are capable of performing feats of magic that rival even the gods. This connection to magic and the elements is a key aspect of their identity, as it allows them to interact with the world in ways that the gods cannot. While the Jotnar and the gods of Asgard are often in conflict, there are also moments of cooperation between the two. Some of the gods, such as Odin and Thor, have had encounters with the giants that result in mutual respect or alliances. The god Tyr, for instance, is said to have once traveled to Jotunheim to broker a peace agreement between the gods and the giants. Thor himself, though often in conflict with the giants, has also encountered them in a more neutral light, and even worked with some to achieve his goals. The giants, despite their chaotic nature, are not always enemies of the gods. Their role in the cosmos is much more nuanced than simple antagonism. Jotunheim also plays a crucial role in the events of Ragnarok, the prophesied end of the world. It is said that during this final battle, the giants will rise up in force, led by Loki, and join with the forces of chaos in a final confrontation with the gods. The giants will bring their immense power and destructive energy to bear against the gods and their allies, and the battle will be one of cataclysmic proportions. Jotunheim will be a key battlefield in this war, with the fate of the Nine Realms hanging in the balance. The destruction of Asgard, the death of Odin, and the eventual rebirth of the world are all tied to the giants and their role in Ragnarok. The giants represent the uncontrollable forces of nature, the primal forces that cannot be tamed or subdued, and their rise in the final battle symbolizes the inevitable clash between order and chaos, life and death. In conclusion, Jotunheim is a realm that embodies the untamed forces of nature, destruction, and chaos. It is a place of wild beauty and primal power, where the giants live in harmony with the raw elements of the world. The Jotnar, though often seen as enemies of the gods, are complex beings whose role in the cosmos is both destructive and creative. They are the embodiment of chaos, but also a necessary force for the continued existence of the universe. Jotunheim represents the struggle between order and chaos, creation and destruction, and life and death, a battle that will ultimately shape the fate of the Nine Realms. Alfheim, the luminous realm of the Light Elves, stands as a shining beacon of beauty and grace in the Nine Realms. Often described as a realm of light, ethereal beauty, and celestial harmony, Alfheim is a land where the natural world flourishes under the gentle glow of the sun. Unlike the chaotic and rugged realms like Jotunheim, Alfheim represents purity, radiance, and an intimate connection to the divine order. The Light Elves, who reside here, are ethereal beings imbued with a profound beauty and an innate connection to the forces of light, harmony, and healing. This realm, with its glowing landscapes and mystical air, is a place where the essence of life and purity is reflected in every aspect of the world. Alfheim is often depicted as a land of eternal twilight, where the skies are always bathed in a soft, golden light. The landscape is breathtakingly beautiful, with vast meadows full of fragrant flowers, crystal-clear streams that shimmer like liquid silver, and towering trees whose leaves glow with a soft, luminescent light. The architecture in Alfheim is similarly radiant, with buildings made of delicate, translucent materials that seem to pulse with light. These structures are often built into the landscape itself, seamlessly blending with the natural world, creating an atmosphere of peaceful coexistence between the elves and their environment. The realm is perpetually bathed in a serene, soft glow, as if the very air is filled with magic and beauty. The light elves themselves are beings of great beauty and grace. Their physical forms are often described as shining with an inner light, their skin luminous and their features delicate and otherworldly. They are elegant, often depicted as tall and slender, with flowing hair that seems to glow with an ethereal radiance. The light elves are also known for their wisdom, kindness, and healing abilities, which are central to their existence. As beings of light, they are often associated with purity, healing, and spiritual enlightenment. They are peaceful beings whose lives are devoted to preserving the beauty of their realm and maintaining the balance of the world around them. Their connection to light gives them the power to heal wounds, cure ailments, and bring peace to troubled hearts. The light elves are often seen as a symbol of divine beauty and goodness, embodying the positive aspects of the divine forces that shape the cosmos. The light elves' connection to the divine is central to their identity. They are believed to have been created by the gods themselves, formed from the very essence of light and purity. In many ways, the elves represent the ideal of divine beauty, grace, and harmony that the gods sought to create. The light elves are not gods in themselves, but they are intimately connected to the divine forces of the universe, and their actions and behaviors reflect the divine order that permeates the 9 realms. They serve as the guardians of the natural world, ensuring that balance and peace are maintained in Alfheim and beyond. Their connection to light allows them to communicate with the divine forces that govern the universe, and their magic is often used to heal, protect, and nurture the world around them. Alfheim is also a realm of music, art, and creativity. The light elves are known for their artistic abilities, particularly in the fields of music, poetry, and sculpture. Their songs are said to be able to heal the soul, and their music is often described as being both beautiful and otherworldly, capable of evoking deep emotions and creating a sense of peace and tranquility. The elves' love for beauty and artistry extends beyond music, as they are also skilled in creating intricate works of art and delicate sculptures that reflect the natural beauty of their realm. This focus on art and beauty is a defining feature of Alfheim, where every aspect of life is imbued with a sense of divine grace and creativity. Despite their peaceful and harmonious nature, the light elves are not without their own struggles. Their greatest rivals are the dark elves, or Alfheim, who reside in Svartalfheim, the shadowy realm of the dark elves. The dark elves are the antithesis of the light elves, representing the forces of darkness, corruption, and decay. This division between the light elves and the dark elves forms a key part of the mythology of Alfheim, as the two groups are often in conflict with one another. The dark elves are jealous of the light elves' beauty and purity, and they often seek to corrupt or destroy what the light elves have built. While the light elves represent life, beauty, and harmony, the dark elves embody chaos, darkness, and destruction. The conflict between these two factions serves as a reminder of the constant battle between light and darkness, good and evil, in the world. The rivalry between the light elves and the dark elves is not just a personal conflict, but also a cosmic struggle that reflects the larger themes of Norse mythology. The existence of both light and dark is necessary for the balance of the universe. While the light elves represent the positive aspects of existence, the dark elves represent the forces of opposition, conflict, and challenge. This balance between light and dark is essential to the cosmic order, and the light elves' role in maintaining peace and harmony is constantly threatened by the forces of darkness. The dark elves, with their powers of shadow and corruption, seek to upset this balance and bring about destruction, while the light elves strive to preserve the beauty and peace of their realm. One of the most significant figures in Alfheim is the goddess Freya, who is a central character in many of the myths surrounding the light elves. Freya is the goddess of love, fertility, and beauty, and she is often associated with the elves due to her connection to light and purity. Freya's presence in Alfheim is a symbol of the harmony between the divine and the natural world, and her role as a goddess of love and beauty underscores the ideals of peace and tranquility that the elves strive to embody. Freya is also a powerful figure in her own right, known for her wisdom, magic, and ability to shape the world with her will. Her role as a goddess of fertility and love ties her closely to the themes of creation and harmony that define Alfheim. Alfheim is a realm that represents the ideals of peace, beauty, and divine grace. It is a place where light and purity reign, where the forces of harmony and balance work together to create a world of breathtaking beauty. The light elves, with their wisdom, artistry, and healing abilities, embody the positive aspects of existence and serve as the guardians of their realm. They are creatures of light, tasked with maintaining the divine order and ensuring that beauty, peace, and harmony are preserved in the nine realms. The conflict with the dark elves serves as a reminder that light and darkness are inextricably linked, and that both are necessary for the balance of the universe. Alfheim is a realm of inspiration, creativity, and divine grace, a place where the forces of light shine brightly, and where the power of beauty and art can heal even the deepest wounds. In conclusion, Alfheim is a realm that represents the highest ideals of beauty, peace, and divine grace. It is a place where the light elves dwell in harmony with nature, where art, music, and creativity flourish, and where the forces of light work to maintain the balance of the universe. The light elves are beings of immense beauty, wisdom, and magic, and their realm reflects the purity and harmony that they embody. Alfheim is a shining example of the positive aspects of existence, where the divine and natural worlds are intertwined in a dance of light and beauty. It is a place of inspiration, healing, and creativity, where the light of the gods shines brightly, guiding the way toward peace and understanding. Svartalfheim, the realm of the dark elves, is a place shrouded in shadows, mystery, and darkness. In stark contrast to the radiant and ethereal beauty of Alfheim, Svartalfheim represents the other side of the cosmic coin, a land defined by its secrecy, darkness, and the more sinister aspects of existence. It is the home of the Dakalfar, the dark elves, who are often depicted as creatures of shadow, cunning, and malice. Where the light elves are associated with beauty, purity, and harmony, the dark elves are linked with corruption, decay, and chaos. Svartalfheim, a realm of perpetual darkness, reflects the more primal, destructive forces of the nine realms. Svartalfheim is a place of harsh contrasts and ominous beauty. Unlike the bright and vibrant world of the light elves, Svartalfheim is often described as a realm of deep shadows and perpetual twilight, where the light of the sun scarcely reaches. The land is rocky, barren, and filled with dark, twisting caverns. Its surface is marked by jagged cliffs and craggy hills, while underground, vast labyrinthine tunnels stretch for miles beneath the earth. These tunnels are the homes of the dark elves, who craft their dwellings from the very stone of the mountains, creating vast cities of iron and shadow. The realm's architecture is dark and oppressive, with buildings that seem to grow out of the earth itself, twisted and gnarled like the trees of a haunted forest. The air in Svartalfheim is thick with the scent of iron, coal, and smoke, a reflection of the relentless industry and cunning that characterize its inhabitants. The Dark Elves, or Dakalfar, are a stark contrast to their light-dwelling kin in Alfheim. They are often depicted as sinister, devious creatures, with sharp features, dark skin, and eyes that gleam with malice. The Dark Elves are not just beings of darkness, but also of hidden knowledge and craft. Unlike the ethereal beauty of the Light Elves, the Dark Elves are known for their craftsmanship, particularly in the arts of mining, metalwork, and forging. They are master smiths, capable of creating powerful and magical weapons, tools, and artifacts from the metals and stones that are abundant in their realm. Their skill in these crafts is so great that they are often sought after by gods and mortals alike for their work, despite their dangerous nature. The Dakalfar are also known for their ability to wield dark magic, which they use both to manipulate and to destroy. Svartalfheim is not just a realm of darkness and shadow. It is also a place of power and hidden secrets. The Dark Elves are deeply attuned to the earth and its natural energies, drawing their strength from the underground world that they inhabit. The realm's mines are rich with precious metals, gems, and minerals, which the Dark Elves use to craft their weapons and tools. The earth itself seems to pulse with magic in Svartalfheim, and the Dark Elves' connection to this energy gives them power over the forces of the natural world. Their mastery of rune magic, in particular, is renowned, as they can inscribe powerful symbols that imbue objects with supernatural properties. These runes are often used for protection, destruction, and manipulation of the elements, making the Dark Elves formidable opponents. The relationship between Svartalfheim and the other realms is one of tension and conflict. The Dark Elves are often seen as enemies of the Light Elves, representing the opposite force of darkness and decay. The rivalry between the Light Elves and Dark Elves is ancient and rooted in their contrasting views on existence. Where the Light Elves seek to preserve beauty, harmony, and purity, the Dark Elves seek to disrupt that balance, embracing the forces of corruption and entropy. The Dark Elves are not inherently evil, but they are often driven by their desires for power, vengeance, and mastery over the forces of darkness. Their conflict with the Light Elves is a central aspect of their identity, as the two factions struggle for control over the realms of light and shadow. Despite their darker nature, the Dark Elves are not simply agents of pure evil. They are a complex and nuanced race, with their own motivations, desires, and beliefs. They are not as outwardly violent as the giants of Jotunheim, but their actions are often more subtle and insidious. The Dark Elves are manipulative and cunning, preferring to work behind the scenes to achieve their goals. They are often portrayed as schemers, plotting in the shadows to undermine their enemies and gain power. However, they also possess a deep connection to the earth and its forces, which gives them a unique perspective on the world. Their magic, though dark, is rooted in an understanding of the natural world, and they are as much a part of the cosmic order as the gods or the Light Elves. Svartalfheim itself plays a critical role in the broader tapestry of the Nine Realms. The realm is often depicted as a place of deep mystery and hidden knowledge, with secrets that have been buried for millennia. The Dark Elves are known for their ancient wisdom and their ability to manipulate the forces of the earth. They are the keepers of secrets that could change the balance of power in the Nine Realms, and their knowledge of rune magic is unmatched by any other race. The Dark Elves' role in the cosmic order is to maintain the balance between light and darkness, order and chaos. Without the Dark Elves, there would be no force to counterbalance the Light Elves or the gods, and the cosmic harmony would be disrupted. One of the most important figures in Svartalfheim is the god Loki, who is the son of the giant Farbody and the brother of the Dark Elves. Loki's relationship with the Dark Elves is complex and multifaceted, as he is often seen as a trickster and manipulator who seeks to disrupt the balance of power between the realms. Loki's actions in the myths often involve deception, mischief, and betrayal, and his connection to the Dark Elves underscores his role as a force of chaos and disorder in the Nine Realms. Despite his often antagonistic behavior, Loki's influence on the Dark Elf cannot be denied, as his cunning and intelligence are traits that align with their own nature. Svartalfheim is a place of darkness, mystery, and hidden power, but it is also a realm of strength, resilience, and ancient wisdom. The Dark Elves are not merely creatures of shadow. They are a race with a deep understanding of the world and its forces. They are skilled craftsmen, powerful magicians and masters of the earth, and their knowledge and abilities make them formidable opponents. The rivalry between the Dark Elves and the Light Elves is a fundamental aspect of their existence, as they represent the contrasting forces of light and dark, creation and destruction. Svartalfheim may be a land of shadows, but it is also a realm where power, wisdom, and magic thrive. The fate of Svartalfheim and the Dark Elves is tied to the events of Ragnarok, the prophesied end of the world. During this final battle, the Dark Elves are said to rise up alongside the forces of chaos and destruction, joining with the giants and the monsters in a final attempt to overthrow the gods and bring about the end of the world. Svartalfheim will play a pivotal role in this apocalyptic conflict, as the Dark Elves' dark magic and cunning will be used to disrupt the divine order. The destruction of the gods and the eventual rebirth of the world will be marked by the clash between light and dark, and Svartalfheim will be at the heart of this conflict. In conclusion, Svartalfheim is a realm that represents the darker, more mysterious forces of the Nine Realms. It is a place of shadows, secrets, and ancient wisdom, where the Dark Elves dwell in their labyrinthine cities, crafting powerful weapons and mastering the forces of the earth. The Dark Elves are a race of complexity and contradiction, embodying the forces of darkness and decay while also possessing great wisdom and knowledge. Svartalfheim is a realm of hidden power, where the balance of light and dark is constantly in flux. It serves as a reminder that darkness, though often feared and misunderstood, is an essential part of the cosmic order, and that without it, the light would have no meaning. Niflheim, the realm of ice, mist, and cold, represents one of the most primordial and mysterious domains in the Nine Realms. It is a place that embodies the ancient forces of death, decay, and the chilling void that existed before creation itself. Often depicted as a land of endless frost and impenetrable fog, Niflheim is a realm where the very atmosphere is thick with an eternal, biting cold that seeps into the bones. It is a place that exists in stark contrast to the warmth, light, and vitality of other realms like Midgard or Alfheim. In many ways, Niflheim is the realm of the unknown, where life is frozen in time and the forces of entropy hold sway. At its core, Niflheim is a land of ice and mist, a vast, frozen wasteland where everything seems still and lifeless. The landscape is covered in layers of snow and ice, with glaciers stretching endlessly across the horizon, their jagged edges creating a sense of desolation. The fog that permeates the realm obscures the landscape, making it difficult to see anything clearly. It is a land where the very air is thick with the coldness of death, and where the chill of the mist is enough to numb the spirit. The horizon is often filled with the sight of frozen rivers, ice-capped mountains, and vast plains of snow, all of which add to the overwhelming sense of isolation and emptiness that characterizes Niflheim. Despite its bleak and inhospitable nature, Niflheim is not devoid of significance. It plays a crucial role in the cosmic order of the Nine Realms, especially in relation to the realm of fire, Muspelheim. Niflheim and Muspelheim are two of the primordial realms that existed before the creation of the world. According to the ancient myths, the clash between the forces of fire from Muspelheim and the cold of Niflheim created the first being, Ymir, whose body was used by the gods to form the world. This cosmic event, the meeting of heat and cold, was the foundation for the creation of life and the world as it is known today. In this way, Niflheim represents both a source of life and a harbinger of death, its icy waters and frozen landscapes serving as the birthplace of existence, while simultaneously embodying the inevitability of decay and destruction. The ruler of Niflheim is the goddess Hel, the daughter of Loki and the giantess Angrboda. Hel is a figure closely associated with death and the afterlife, governing over the realm where the souls of the dead are sent. Her domain is the land of the dead, where the souls of those who did not die in battle, and therefore do not earn a place in Valhalla, are sent to dwell. This is a somber and often feared place, as it represents the final resting place of those who have passed away. Hel's palace, called El Judner, is located at the center of her realm and is described as a place of both beauty and dread. It is said to be a cold, desolate hall where the dead reside, separated from the living and cut off from the warmth of the world above. Hel herself is a figure of great significance in Norse mythology, as she is not only the ruler of the dead, but also a symbol of the inevitability of death. While the gods of Asgard and other realms fight to maintain order and protect the living, Hel's realm is a reminder that death is an inescapable part of existence. She is neither a malevolent nor a benevolent figure, but rather an embodiment of the natural order of life and death. Her role in the cosmic balance is to ensure that the dead are properly placed in their final resting place, where they can remain in peace for eternity. In some versions of myth, Hel is depicted as having a half-living, half-dead appearance, symbolizing her dual nature as both a guardian of the dead and a reminder of the transient nature of life. Niflheim is also closely associated with the forces of entropy and decay. It is a realm where things are constantly breaking down and deteriorating, much like the process of death itself. The mist that surrounds the realm is said to be cold and heavy, and it is believed to have a numbing effect on the soul. It is a place where life cannot thrive, and where the forces of nature are slow to return to vitality. This is a stark contrast to other realms, where life is abundant and ever-changing. Niflheim represents the end of all things, the final destination for souls who have passed beyond the reach of the gods and into the realm of stillness and decay.